the brass associate transcend and small brother told you bobo home babem tated with him tennis of a community room. I saw them there made for meeting at the Kincaid and Kofi Jessica social commentator and the transcend and some Abetojano, Yababe Moana Fe Yadi Babia, Yadabaka Fanny, their father Bibian. So to me, I come party, Amaya. Comment, like, share na fufro enso enye bihwe so nya subscribe so abomode answer obe subscribe na and then sama ye ba transfer na ye di ehon komo ebi ene say ye Steven aye insu Ntim aye national chairman and the new patriotic party na omu aye press conference in nsema do na ana atodwa na nsema do di atodwa na so ye be transfer na fe ye di ehon komo ebi ene say Yera John Dramani Mahama gonya de skronko ati jatama so prosoro wedie ofeni kweja auto de ba sa Hansan John Abrabia no motitu friend say John Maheni woni ne NDC aban memro mu ba so no na chese omo ewo presidential staffers bebrebe ana afi so three wise men no ensema yera ayestem na Ntim ayensu ede ababetudwa omo NDC for chese kamya kwese o mampani na Adam Kwakufado aye ne presidential staffers no doso afi so ne ministers doso nti ankabaya ankomo ente so afi say yetiefo ne ahwefo beka ya na nsentemo ya de se abato ekoso ewo mrahye bedwafie mu afa asoafo mampani wo mu ho nsem no ebe bebrebe NDC forecast sikasem ho ayeden wa Ghana eti saa asoafo no ne yifo no nyina nkaye ente so no eno ana yera Steven Ntim ayenso de ababeto abonte no che se ukwa NDC amanyoko no memra na omo abemu na NDC nkoa ewo 61 presidential staffers ana afi so aye 3 wise men anomu eka ho na se wepiem ewo NPP amanyoko no mu a na se nana danko akufado administration na ayade se omo ewo 44 presidential staffers and afi so 1 minister of state and so eka ho enti e kamya kwa se wo de toto NDC for de no mu a difference bebre na ewo mano eyensema do ayera Steven Ntim ayensu edi ababeto abonten na woni papa ya adwen won sema do a wode ato edwan ho ana se woni nanya adwen like share have a comment in the comment section ase efa ema ye ba wetan na fa ye de nkomo ahodo na nansa no yenko na yenti yera Steven Ntim ayensu nsema wode ababeto edwan ye ba na fa ye ba be de nkomo ahodo na.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NDC has been promoting the view that this government has appointed people to needless positions and is saying they are doing nothing or something. It must be stated on record that many of the workers at the presidency are public sector employees. Today, out of the 995 workers at the presidency, 995, 658, representing 56%, are 66% are public sector employees, period. As a matter of fact, the NDC government had more presidential staffers than this administration. Whilst we have 44 presidential staffers and 1 minister of state at the presidency, the Mahama NDC administration had 61 presidential staffers, 6 ministers of state, and the 3 wise men. Under President Mahama, the NDC appointed people to all kinds of roles, including the following: evaluator, brand executive officer, administrative manager, citizenship development officer. I don't know what it means. Personal assistant, research and monitoring officer, research assistant, officer manager or manager officer, senior executive assistant stroke officer, senior administrative liaison officer, corporate stroke stakeholder relations manager. I can cite more. But that would be pointless because every president has a constitutional duty to create the relevant offices and portfolios to deliver on his or her vision and development for the good people of Ghana. What you deem appropriate, which is reasonable, you go for it so you can deliver on your promise. Ladies and gentlemen, the NDC-led government has demonstrated its utmost, the NPP-led government has demonstrated its utmost commitment to fighting corruption. You would recall that an NPP administration led by former President John Agyekum Kufuor passed the Public Procurement Act, Act 663, and the Whistleblowers Act, Act 720, to cure corruption in public sector. The passage of these laws to regulate procurement in the public sector has saved the economy billions of cedis from going into private pockets. Before the enactment of these acts by the Kufuor administration, the NDC had been in power for 19 years, but did nothing about the naked corruption in public procurement. Consistent with the NPP's anti-corruption regulatory history established under former President Kufuor, President Akufo-Addo established the Office of Special Prosecutor, the OSP, by an act of parliament and has empowered the special prosecutor to fight corruption proactively. In addition, the historic Right to Information RTI Act has been passed. The Akufo-Addo administration continues to demonstrate support for anti-corruption agencies such as the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice and the Auditor General's Department to protect the public purse. Ladies and gentlemen, the NDC is a party that talks about corruption, but not a party that fights corruption. If the fight against corruption has been a challenge for any group of persons in Ghana, it is the NDC. They are the only political party in this Fourth Republic whose appointees or officials have been convicted and sentenced for corruption-related offenses. Do you remember the Create, Loot, and Share? That's the NDC's record. The media may recall how the NDC vilified former President Kufuor and his appointees, claiming they were corrupt. But when the NDC won in 2008 and formed a government in 2009, until 2016, they could not convict a single appointee of the Kufuor administration. This is the fact on record. Today, the NDC is again talking about corruption and labeling President Akufo-Addo and his appointees as being corrupt. I appeal humbly to Ghanaians to ignore and disregard the NDC's shouts and name-calling as a ploy to create the impression of widespread corruption and to align itself undeservedly with public disapproval of the acts of corruption.
Abusani pe ko tiene ni Steven Ntim ayenso no and a general national chairman Adom NPP amanyoko no nsamado ade atu edwana na bibia woko
obenda minia
o kan say na
me fan free babia owura Steve ayensu kase omo enya say more presidential staffers than NPP. Was it wrong so na wrong say ombenya that number of presidential staffers na so na wrong with there. What is wrong yesterday cannot be right today. And did they complain? Someone complained there, that means they knew their worth and they knew the various positions they occupied important. Man, you know, Kofi also had the same criticism, said appointing ministers, but Kofi time so Kofi created a lot of ministries. It became one, of course, they were important because Robinson the ministers I say was center certain positions biama some few people be so that's internal man yaman soon to move because the biasa America Accra was declared the most darkest city in the whole of Africa. But for by no or the minister be by a friend Minister for Modernization of Capital Cities. Nessa nya crank one capital cities. Ti Kumase, Accra, Kufudua, Keeper. And it wasn't just a mere kasakeke. There was something ya say BB koso. And power Kufu started doing dual carriages, circle to some beautiful road, dual carriage fight neighbors and say at the year 2000, yeah, might be common, you know. Na ye bonsa hosa. And so where Malam Yamansa Quine, you know, he started doing something. Sisia Yeka say there are Jubilee parks around Ghana. Yeah. Regional capital Biabe could be Sunyan is very beautiful, Cape Coast very beautiful. Kofi did all this. Now Kofi ne exercise the ministers doors no. It got to a point that they came to realize they were of use. Nti say nay presidential staffers na go presidency hono. You were Ntim kasana baby was say baby na a public sector employers. Let us say presidency hono ituomoka mujomoka twefure no various duties are omoye ewo. Na no na ema me baso be kase NDC for atente hu tua oto a infrin treasure. Say if all these figures here Ura Steven Ntim if they are true, then you have no case. Say figures you are doing my say no I'm going to also do my own research.
That's 60%. No?
Yes. Say I'm passe no more than NPP wa. They have no business, they have no point calling them say Omafa more a year ago presidency ho. So what I say. You know, but I stand to be argued because one on abe Canadian penfosu yenina su shefa so emuaten. Nti mean to nka say 17 figures na dabane accurate. Nti say a debi ba me anso me research who say if it is true there, there's a what's your business say and I what's your problem. Unless guno muguono of no use said the utia accusation is for the accuser. Some people have been appointed to a needless positions. That's omono emfaso bi eni so na yitu omoka kwa. Eba sa anso dia net say yes go back to old days na afraid be ghost names. Nsamanfo ye piemagu payroll so wonya dwuma bi anso so na akwaja akatua. Na say nipa egu presidency wo no. So omonso so nim faso a omanya faso free na etu omoka dia. Na say they are equal to ghost names. Ntinene na asem no ebe ye different case altogether. But as we speak there, say I'm passing these figures are there. The only thing about to save NDC for an say sabre no na oman no tibia mu tisɛn ɛna ɛnɛ so oman no tibia mu tisɛn. And we are all crying about the economy. You say economy no agent sleepy agent pataku pan so niama enhye dam koye. So if there is a way that we can you know a bit to me press nipa no na amwa kakra. You don't have to say because and run any dear doors into so no the doors because situations bia na adia ye yiwum. Sabre ka say COVID abama abe yastic that politicians ya no COVID Russia, Ukraine, COVID, Russia Ukraine Kofi Russia Ukraine what I say ka kombe say taking Sudan is doing no munya electro mechanism be through ntiama affect any other you know that time nko na se say nko nti say ye hu bibi na be ye dia even though NDC may not have the locus to criticize when you had even more than dear o ka ho asem no that's all there no wabo apabo nia to free yo tan hunu timi fi say no so ya dia o se hwe oye yeah
choosing more presidential staffers no eno etimi boa ema oman no sika sem timi ejina yana
ejina de omo yeso na be boa na say moa say ade na mo ye no man no nyam so mfaso ne mo man mu ne say tua mokade ya na say mfaso say mfaso oman be boa be boa na de ho he na mo e bia dwumadi omudi wo no so boa ma sika biba system nim anase boa oman no in some kind of way dia ene na was say ewo ho na mu so mfaso bi say ye nyam mfaso bi mfiri so dia say just drop for the voice drop for the boys we need to keep sanity in our presidency yes the people go to far na way far no we need to sanitize I mean yema honye moderate honye baby a e say presidency there everywhere across the globe baby could be because ubia wade a ho ye de akọ baby there you need more people there but not access people and say the panambro so baby yeah
I'm funny say nay when your opportunity now as a president how many presidential staffers are you going to choose
I know there me president and to minim what it takes or what requires to be a president it is that question that I may not be able to answer because me ni president me huniama me here wo nti be bia onko hoda no enka ho asem me ndru ho nti me kokase o me the presidential staffers 20 be adwuma me ko do sa me 100 no bi su na use 60 ya my yakwaso ya o nti no I won't be able to answer that question correctly because me ndru ho na me nim ho Mahama na betumi on na edibida yeah
we see if I comment section as like share na for enso enye binhwe ne din ede na Kofi JC kapa me so me din ede kenke for comment no go comment section as if my so nya subscribe so bobody answer be subscribe ha smart Ghana update any political stories update bi ensa be kan e ba betina se na fe ye de din koma hodo na yakramo